Good morning, Academy 55. David Khan here on Thursday, the 10th of July. It's 2025. It's now 5 to 8 in the morning. We're looking at the EUR USD on the 1 minute time frame, following the Academy 55 indicators and strategy. Well, how are we all doing today? As we can see, our old friend consolidation is in full effect, but we are on the verge of maybe taking a buy. Let's have a look at the bigger picture. Carry 55, take the indicators off, go on the 5 minute time frame, and we've been in the buy. Yeah, on the 5 minute time frame, we're in the buy zone. So that means we will be looking at taking the next buy. I'll change that in a minute, but we haven't got time for that. So we'll put our MC4 on, and we will make sure we're on the EUR USD. Make sure you've got your risk to reward in purple, your lot calc in purple, and that all important 1%. I like to spend a minimum of 2 pips away. Well, 2.2 pips away, so that's that. 22 means 2.2 pips away. And that's where we are at the minute. But we've got to wait for all these to turn green. We've got a green volume ribbon. We've got a buy alert. Right. So this is where, on the purple line there, you've got the red wave. Let's see if I can make this a bit bigger. We've got the waves started to turn green. So are we intended to go for a higher buy? I certainly hope so. The buy alert's just disappeared again, but it has been there. But we've got a green volume ribbon now, so we've got an up. The buyers are getting back in charge. But are they collecting orders? And are we going to have more of this? While we're at this stage here, I usually do check on the higher time frames, the bigger picture. But seeing as we're so close to maybe taking a trade, I'm not going to be doing that for obvious reasons, because I don't want to miss out on a trade if that is indeed what's going to happen. Thanks for all those on with me last night, looking at the US 100 13 hours ago now. So yeah, we'll maybe go through that a little bit. And it did get to 2% in the end. But I managed to trade on the way up last night, and I came away with a profit. That's the main thing. And that's what you can expect. Our ultimate goal is to get 2%, obviously. But as long as you don't lose any money, that is a win in my book on any trade. But now, yeah, it's messing around again. So prices, even if we had a large volume spike now, price would have to at least get up to here to push that parabolic down below price. Assuming everything turns green, then we'll have our buy again. But things are playing around a bit. So I guess, because there we are, we're in the buy zone. But first of all, what we'll do is we'll have a look at the bigger picture, go on the daily time frame, and get rid of that up there. We've got a large swathe of daily imbalance down here, but it's too far away to draw up even. So on the daily, one could say we reached our peak and we are coming back down again. maybe on the very, very high probability time frame, large higher time frames. Going on the 4 hourly now. So a quick look at the put it on a line chart. This area here is of interest. Horizontal line. Stayed here for 4 hours, stayed there for 4 hours. So that area is there of a large interest. Also, if I drag that down a smidge, there it peaked and there it peaked. So that's why we got that line there. Go on the hourly. Right, I might move that line a little bit more like that because we peaked there, resistance there, but support there. And that's exactly where we are now, if you look. So it's got a decision to make, price has. It's going to go up to these areas here and come back down. Right, so let's go and have a look at, right, we got the buy alert. We've got to wait for all these to turn green. Sorry, I'm back on the 1 minute. Making sure you got your risk reward in purple, your lot calc in purple, your 1%, because we only go for 1% per trade. Morning to all those watching on my YouTube channel. Maybe probably non-Academy 55 members. You'll be seeing the trade, but it could be like a 5-10 second delay on what's actually going on. All the members of Academy 55 get to watch this more or less as it happens, really, because they're in the same room as me, but there is a delay on the YouTube. And in testing, sometimes it can be as much as 5-10 seconds. I guess depending on how many people are watching, and that's YouTube's up to YouTube's to sort that out. But yeah, we're going into consolidation again, so we have to watch. This happens 80% of the time, so we shouldn't be surprised about this, to be fair. But let's quickly go on that again. Put it on candles. We're on right on the 5 minute. As you can see, all this is consolidation. Look, and it's coming back down again into the buy zone. So we'll mark these buy zones and sell zones up. So it shows on the 1 minute when we're there. Horizontal ray. Got the wrong conditions for that, really. Settings, style. Want to turn it back to yellow and full lines again. Okay. That's better. So a quick look in the right, we haven't, yeah, we got consolidation going on, but this used an awful lot of the time. This is the time of the day when they break out of consolidation mode and going to trending mode. It is going to happen. This is one of the times of the day where it's most likely to happen. So I'm just marking up the buy zone and the sell zone. So when we go back to the minute and put our indicators back on, we've got these already marked out. Right, we've got a buy alert there, look. Interestingly, I don't think it showed on the, no. didn't actually show on the NT4, where the streams are slightly different. They're not exactly the same, but obviously you would take your final information, what you actually see on the platform where you're going to trade. This is a very, very good guide, and most of the time it's really, really close, but ultimately you will take your trading decision from what is happening here. So obviously we got to wait for the buy alert, and we can't get the buy alert until the parabolic SAR is swallowed up, pushed right down, and we get clear of all this nonsense here, and a buy alert is clearly defined. Whether that happens or not is we don't know. And we know that this is the buy zone, so we are taking the next buy. Oh, right. It's now 6 minutes past 8 in the morning here in the UK, and we had briefly had a buy alert there. Yeah, we've got to wait for all these to turn green. The stop loss will be, well, the purple line, the EMA 462 is masking it, but that's where there's a green wave there. So that's where I want my stop loss to be, just there. Assuming we break clear of all this sideways and everything goes green. The green wave has just started. I'm already at 2.7 pips, 2.5 pips. You can mark the pips here by that number. 20 is 2 pips. So 19 is 1.9, 2.5, etc. But we have a sideways sort of bias going on. So we need a fair amount of pips between stop loss and entry to sort of get that extra confirmation that we're just not going this way. And are they intended to go down at the end of the day? We need a bit more confirmation of the buy. The trend line is still red, but that could turn green at any time now. So, but I want a bit more confirmation. So you want to take it to 4 or 5 pips distance price up here to actually maintain the trend going up for the buy. Keep getting you that confirmation, because at the moment what I'm seeing is sideways movement, and it can go. It could it could it could stay like that as long as it wants. Obviously, but we trade what we see, and I'm seeing sideways movement. So I'm not in any trade at the moment. We're looking for a breakout of consolidation. So I've got my finger on the buy button just in case we get that. But we seem to be having pulses of volume and then sideways movement. We've been having that for days now. Trend line's gone green, if you notice, gone green now. So we're officially able to have a look at the trade, but I'm just going to wait for it to break out of this sideways. Right, I'm going to go in the trade. I'm in the trade now, and I'm 3 pips, SL30, 3 pips distance between stop loss and entry. Quite pleased with that. Let's hope we get some serious volume coming in to take us to our 2%, which is up there. In turn, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly go on there and long position, got in there. 3 pips, which is there. Got in there. Yep, that looks good. Takes my 2% to that area there. So what I like to do is once I'm in the trade, by the way, I'm in the trade. It ain't going to change anything. So this time oh, right, we're in the sell zone up here. Look. Is that a little bit of imbalance up there? I certainly hope so. But it's very difficult because this candle here. Is there a reason for price to get up there to get that wee bit of imbalance? Because price loves balance. We've got this imbalance here, which is, again, a bit like that one up there. That could be very much close to being filled. But we got a new sell zone being created while we were, because that was the sell zone we marked up. But there's also a sell zone here now, because they do change. So go and check them regularly. This is our new sell zone. There's a sell zone up there. Are there orders up there that they want to go and get? Certainly hope so for our trade. But then again, depends on how many buy orders are down here. We have not got that information. Let's go and look on the hourly. See, we've got a swathe of imbalance down here. But they might even do that later on in the London session, which is what we're in. But we'll mark that up. Doesn't help us at all because we're on a buy, as you know. But we've made our decision. We're facing a 1% loss or a 2% gain. 1% loss is no big deal whatsoever. Because there's that. So it's already tapped in there once. And I'm hoping it's going to come up and get these sell orders, but we don't know. And if it comes down and takes us out, so be it. Which it looks like it might be doing. But the thing, our saving grace is we got our stop loss below the purple line. Will it bounce off that? And I certainly hope so. But we'll see, I guess. Well, we will see. No point feeling nervous about it or anything like that. We made our decision. A 1% loss is not a big deal in the scheme of things. That's why I do a journal. And on my journal, I'm very successful. And I have several losses there. So I know it's not a big deal. At this time, I usually say, go away and make a cup of tea, cup of coffee, put the kettle on, walk away from the machine, the screen, your PC or wherever you've got your trade. No point. All you're doing is giving yourself mental anguish by willing it up or willing it down or whatever. And pricing got to listen to you. It's going to do what it wants to do, what it needs to do. We got a little bit of imbalance there, but price loves balance. Ah, right. Okay. Yeah, we got knocked out. We got knocked out. So, bearing in mind, I'm seeing all this sideways movement. Let's get off that. Bearing in mind, I'm seeing all this sideways movement. would I want to be trading in that sort of atmosphere? I was I was looking for a breakout, which didn't happen. And now we may get a sell to take us into this imbalance here, but we know we're in a buy zone, so it's very difficult trading conditions, and you recognize that. Me, obviously doing live trading, so I want to show you guys something. So the pressure is different for me, maybe taking more riskier trades than I normally would do because of wanting to show off the Academy 55 indicators and strategy. But in a way of thinking things, I know that it's difficult trading, and it's not just now. To be fair, we put it on take these indicators off, put it on the 5 minute. As you can see, it's a very nervy sort of action here. It's not, there's nothing, this is the sort of thing we're looking at, obviously trending, but but even here, we had a trend going on, but even then that was a bit nervy. This is on the 5 minute time frame. And indeed, as it as we can see, it did come down to get yet more orders. That's what the buy zone is. And having taken those orders, ours being one of them, is it going to go back up into the sell zone again? So let's take you to see. This is the trade from last night. We're on the 5 minute time frame. This is our trade from last night, and I took it out about there because it was going into consolidation again. It came back down, but if you see, if I had stayed tight, and I managed my trade by following my stop loss up, 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 up. Hang on, let's see if I can do this more in real time. So if I get my magic tool, go back on the minute, put the indicators back on. This is where we were last night at 7 o'clock. Well, actually, let's play it on. We're activating off that buy alert there. I was waiting for the trend line to go green. So indeed, and waiting for price to go above this area here. So that's exactly where we got in. So we were in the trade. And we're going up quite nicely, steadily, but then, all this sort of sideways nonsense started happening again. And just here, I recognized that we are just above the, let's get this tool here. Just above the our entry. So I put my stop loss to my entry in recognition that, to me, it looked like it could go either way. So I decided to take this approach. And I followed the stop losses all the way up. Put in my stop loss, which is not a stop loss now, it's a stop profit because it's above the entry. So I put my stop loss to there because we got all the sideways going on. Got a little bit higher, as you can see. And then it flipped, so that's where my stop profit remained. And as you can see, price came down, took my stop profit. I got 0.15%, which is not a big deal, but it's not a loss. And with all the sideways stuff I can see going on, hang on, let's just get rid of this. Delete that. There we go. But as we saw earlier on, if I just play it along, it will have just left it go. As we can see, actually, I'll put it on faster. 3 times. Well, I left it go and left it go. I mean, this is like 9, 10 o'clock at night, and the commissions get higher, so I wouldn't recommend this anyway. But as you can see, hang on, we'll just take this off and go on the higher time frame. But as you can see, eventually it did do its thing. But I mean, I wouldn't, yeah, there at midnight. But there's no way I would have done that. But I'm just saying. But now, like I say, we unfortunately lost that trade, which is not a big deal. So I'm going to, for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to throw open the chat. Hang on, just bear with me. I think that's, yeah, everyone. Yeah, everyone can chat. So if you've got any questions about what you've just seen, please let me know. And while that is going on, for the new people who are in our group, we'll play this.
Hi, this is Steve with a very short video to show you where to get the training for the indicators and tools we use inside Academy 55. So once you're logged into the members area, you'll see in the premium dashboard this section that's entitled Start Learning. And if you click here, that'll take you through to the learning library. Now, we'll say at this point, we highly recommend you watch each of these videos 2 or 3 times to get a full understanding of how everything works. Here you'll find tutorials on using the MT4 Trade Assistant and how to use the MT4 platform with the Trade Assistant. This is the longest video you'll find inside the platform. It's around 30 minutes long, well worth your time. Watch the video once, then maybe write a few questions down that you might have for yourself and watch the video for a second time, and things will really start to make sense. By the time you watch it 3 times, you'll fully understand how everything works. So that's the longest video. It's about 30 minutes long, well worth your time. And then you can jump into individual trainings here for how to remove indicators. These videos are just a couple of minutes long. How to move MetaTrader around like you can in TradingView, Trading Assistant controls, how to do back testing in TradingView, how to draw vertical lines to mark out your hour, and so much more. And by the time you watch this video or see this video, there might be other trainings in this section. But everything here is well worth your time, and you find that, as I said a moment ago, from the main dashboard in the Start Learning section. Now, one more thing just to mention here. If you're looking for anything in particular, if you come down to the support name of FAQs, click on Get Support, and in this area you'll find a detailed FAQ section, and you can come through here. For example, if you're looking for an answer to a question about MetaTrader, have a look through these, and once you click through you'll find direct links to videos that give you answers to most of the questions that we get asked on a regular basis. So hopefully you found this useful, and back to your further training.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. Right, so as we can see here on the 5-minute time frame, we have EUR USD is in the current climate, i.e., with Trump initializing his new tariffs, and it's very it's not this is not the sort of pattern that we usually see with the EUR USD. This is the more of the sort of pattern that we see trending a lot more. This is very nervy. I mean, even here, I mean, we got selling among the buying trends going on. It's very nervy. People not quite, investors not quite investing and being very nervous about their investing, and a very nervous sort of spikes above and below, indecision, lots of indecision. And this is not the sort of pattern that we are used to seeing, really. It's indicative of the world stage at the moment, with threats of wars and tariffs and all this carry on. I'm not making any excuses. It is what it is. We lost 1%, but we've been seeing this sort of behavior more often than we usually do with the EUR USD. But at the end of the day, we're traders, and we're here to make money if we can. And the EUR USD is still the best fit for the Academy 55 strategy on the 1 minute, even with all this nonsense going on. And also the US 100. I've been having great success personally with the US 100. After 2:30 UK time, when the volume kicks in. So if I don't melt in the hot sun that we're having at the moment and conditions allow, I may come back later on today. But ultimately, it's a 1% loss, which is not a big deal, really isn't. So we have no questions or anything like that. So going to enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you again tomorrow. So thanks very much for being here. I do appreciate it, and have a great day. Cheers for now. Bye.